So I was born in a city called Tabriz, which is located in the northwest of Iran. It's very close to the Turkish border and to the border of Azerbaijan. My husband and I moved to New Zealand in November 2012, mainly so that I could pursue my PhD degree at Victoria University of Wellington in the field of linguistics. I think that humans have a shared commitment to equality and to human dignity. And considering that my PhD topic is on immigration, I was following the refugee situation in the Middle East and in Europe very carefully. And I think that living in New Zealand, which is so far away, it's quite easy to turn a blind eye on what's going on the other side of the world. I've been volunteering with Changemakers Refugee Forum for over a year now. Changemakers Refugee Forum is where former refugees come in to get advice or information about the services available for them. Up to now, I think we've had around 3,000 former refugees who've either, contacted us or have come to Changemakers here personally to the centre. So every week we have a meeting, and these meetings basically, they give us the volunteers an opportunity to catch up on what's been happening throughout the week.
One of the cases is around an application for family reunification and just supporting the person to be able to do the application. And the other is actually a housing issue, so we're trying to support them in terms of finding appropriate housing.
The people who are at the meeting, they come from such different backgrounds. Just recently, we've recruited a Cambodian volunteer who has been in New Zealand for over 30 years.
My challenge when I first came here, the language problem that very challenging. I have very limited English when I come here, just yes and no.
He has experienced being a refugee firsthand, so he is going to bring in a different perspective that I wouldn't be able to bring to the team.
We're trying to find solutions for people who are really kind of at the brinks of losing hope, and we try and connect them to the wider services that are available to them and just kind of be there with them alongside their journey, however difficult it is. So Neda is an exceptional example of someone who does that very patiently.
So I've got a meeting with a former refugee, and apparently her grandmother is very sick. And so we're just going to see what kind of support we can provide for her grandmother. We usually welcome the former refugees with a cup of tea or coffee. In Iranian culture, tea is very pivotal. It's the first thing we serve guests when they come to our house. Okay, thank you so much for coming in today. So from what I see is your grandmother is sick and she's going through chemotherapy, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm very sorry to hear about that. We were thinking of maybe asking one of our volunteers to come by your house and to give your grandmother and yourself a lift to the hospital. And we're just wondering, would you be comfortable with this? Is that something that you would be happy for us to do for you?
That would be great. Thank you.
Excellent. In a way, I think that volunteering at Changemakers provided me the opportunity to not only connect with former refugees who live in Wellington, but also to, through their narratives and through the stories, to be able to connect to the experiences that refugees are going through. The best part of the job is actually seeing the smile on the faces of these former refugees when they leave the room. So they come in with a problem, and sometimes they think there's nobody who can help them, and through just very basic stuff we help them out, and they realize that actually there is a solution to this problem, and they usually leave with a smile, and it's great to be part of that transformation.